Welcome back. Today, friend, start.
Imagine holding a simple golden colored coin in your palm. It feels smooth, a little warm from your hand, and it gleams softly under the light. Just another piece of spare change, or is it? Now take a closer look. The date reads 2002. The design? A sweeping curve of columns, an open square, a circle that seems to welcome you in. This isn't just any coin. This is the 2002 Italy 50 euro cent coin, and what lies behind it is a story that stretches across art, history, mystery, and a collector's deepest dream. It all began in 2002. The euro was born. And with it, 12 European nations launched a brand new currency system that would soon dominate the continent. Italy, a country steeped in ancient civilization, world-class art, and Renaissance beauty, joined the monetary revolution. And when Italy minted its first 50-cent euro coin, it did more than just produce money. It created a symbol. Unlike other countries that opted for monarchs or statesmen on their coins, Italy took a bold step. They chose architecture, specifically, St. Peter's Square in Vatican City, a majestic colonnade designed by the legendary Gian Lorenzo Bernini. So when you hold this coin, you're not just holding metal. You're holding centuries of Italian heritage. Those grand columns on the coin? They're more than just lines. They're Bernini's arms, outstretched, welcoming the world into the heart of Italy's artistic soul. But how many people notice? How many see past the golden shimmer to realize that this isn't ordinary currency, it's a piece of Italy's spirit, struck in Nordic gold alloy? Now, about that gold, don't let the name fool you. Nordic gold has no actual gold in it. It's a special mix, 89% copper, 5% aluminium, 5% zinc, and just a dash, 1% of tin. But the result? A bright golden color that doesn't fade easily. And that's important, because this coin wasn't just meant to be beautiful, it was meant to survive years of handling, pockets, purses, vending machines, and market stalls across Europe. The 50-cent coin weighs 7.8 grams, with a diameter of 24.25 millimeters, just the right size to feel important in your hand. Not too small, not too large. Its edges are finely milled with regular indentations, giving it a textured feel. Subtle, yet purposeful. Every detail on this coin is intentional, from the edge to the lettering to that elegant curve of columns that seems to move even while standing still. So why is the 2002 version so special? Because 2002 wasn't just any year. It was the very first year Italy struck euro coins for circulation. The first time Italians reached into their wallets and pulled out something other than a lira. That alone gives the 2002 edition historic weight. But there's more. The Italian mint, officially known as the Istituto Poligrafico e Zecca dello Stato, based in Rome, is responsible for minting these coins. Every official 2002 Italian 50-cent coin carries the mint mark, denoting Rome. But within these standard coins, there are hidden gems. A few pieces, perhaps through oversight or sheer accident, were minted with small errors. Off-center strikes. Slight double dies. Subtle misalignments in the stars around the border. And these errors? They've become treasure. In 2023, an error coin from the 2002 batch was listed on a European auction site for over €1,200. Think about that. A 50-cent coin worth more than €1,000, just because of a tiny mistake during minting. A flaw to some, but a fortune to others. And the legends only grow from here. Some believe certain batches of these coins were minted under special press settings during the early Euro transition period. A few collectors even claim that the earliest batch, struck in late 2001 but dated 2002, carries unique toning and a stronger strike, making them stand out from the rest. Whether myth or fact, this speculation keeps the fire alive in the collecting community. But let's not forget the emotional value behind this coin. For millions of Italians, this coin marks a turning point. The farewell to the lira, a currency with decades of emotional and historical memory, and the embrace of a new European unity. People stood in banks, exchanged their old notes for freshly minted euro coins, and held in their hand a symbol of change, of hope, of modernization. And among all those coins, the 50 cent stood tall. Not as common as the 1 or 2 cent. Not as large as the 1 or 2 euro. It was the perfect middle, sturdy, valuable, and elegant. Now fast forward 2 decades. These coins are still in use. But time has done its work. Coins get worn. Some are lost. Some damaged. And some, the rarest, tucked away unknowingly in drawers, boxes, purses, or inherited jars of old currency. That's where the magic happens. Because every so often, someone pulls out a handful of old euro coins, flips one over, and sees that design. St. Peter's Square. The mint mark R. The year 2002. And they begin to wonder, could this be it? The answer, sometimes, is yes. Collectors worldwide are actively seeking out these coins, especially in uncirculated or proof condition. Proof coins, specially struck using polished dies and planchets, are dazzling in their detail. Their mirror-like finish and sharp relief make them collector favorites. And Italy did release a limited number of proof sets in 2002, sets that today fetch hundreds of euros, especially when sealed and certified. Even regular circulation coins, when in brilliant uncirculated condition, untouched, no scratches, no fading, can command prices from 10 euros to 30 euros. Add in an error? That number skyrockets. And if the coin is part of an original euro starter pack issued by banks to help citizens get used to the new currency, then it becomes a time capsule. A piece of economic history. But let's look beyond value. Let's look at meaning. This coin represents Italy's bridge between its glorious past and its European future. By choosing Bernini's architectural masterpiece for the 50-cent design, Italy declared that its place in the Eurozone wouldn't erase its identity, it would amplify it. That coin became a conversation between the old world and the new, between Renaissance beauty and 21st century ambition. And in a way, that's what makes collecting coins so emotional. It's not just about price charts or auction records. It's about holding a piece of the past. Feeling connected to moments we never lived through. Imagining the story behind each coin, who held it, where it traveled, what lives it passed through. A coin from 2002 might have paid for bread in Florence, a tram in Rome, or a coffee on a snowy morning in Milan. It could have been dropped, lost, found, passed along, and now, here it is, in your hand. Waiting to be recognized. So maybe tonight, you'll pull out a jar of old coins. Maybe tomorrow, you'll glance at your change more closely. Maybe, just maybe, you'll find it. That 2002 Italy 50-cent euro coin. And if it's shiny, perfectly centered, marked with that tiny R, you just might have a treasure. Before we end, here's something you should remember: even if you don't find the rare one, each coin still has a story. A voice. A journey. Coins like these are miniature storytellers. They whisper tales of art, politics, economy, design, and the ordinary lives of millions. And that, in itself, is something worth collecting. What do you think about the 2002 Italy 50-cent coin? Do you have one sitting in your collection? Have you ever stumbled across a coin that made your heart skip a beat? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me in the next video where we'll explore another rare coin that might be hiding in plain sight. The next story might be just as valuable, just as emotional, just as unforgettable. Until then, keep collecting, keep exploring, and never stop looking closely at the coins in your pocket. Because you never know which one might be worth a fortune, or tell the greatest story you've never heard.
Please subscribe my channel and like our video.